What's up, pretty gang? Good morning. It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video. Today I want to show you guys how I take nails from basically you just walked in to prepped and ready to go for actual application. This process is called prep. I want to talk to you about why this is important, how it can help you with your retention, and just overall like what is prep. So before we go ahead and get into it, you guys make sure that you are looking at the links in the description. My Amazon storefront has been updated with some other stuff, coupon codes, subscribe, notifications on, all that good stuff to make sure that you are keeping up with me and my social media. So basically, really quick, I want to talk to you guys like what is prep. To me personally, prep is everything that you do before the actual acrylic goes on. So that's going to be pushing back the cuticles, removing the shine, as well as putting on the tips, shaping, priming, ready to go. Some people consider prep as pretty much just removing the shine off of the nails. I personally think it's more than that, just because it is a process in itself, and actually all these things are going to help you with retention. So if you don't know, retention means like how long does your work last and hold up. Realistically, for acrylic nails and overlays and enhancements, you should be getting about 4 to 5 weeks, depending on what's going on, before your clients need to come in for like maintenance. Okay, so pushing back the cuticles is going to be the first step. This client just had a soak off, which is a removal of her old set so we can get ready for the new set. So some of this residue is old product, but for the most part I'm pushing up all the cuticle, which is the stuff that's on the nail. Now, getting into the actual shine removal in itself, I personally use a mandrel with a medium grit zebra sanding band. These sanding bands are really good for natural nails, because unless you're going extremely fast or you're using your drill very aggressively, you're not going to really cause too many issues or anything like that, as long as you are using your drill safely. If you're using a sanding band that is too fine, you may have a hard time removing enough of the shine. I personally realize that medium grit zebra bands have a certain type of feel to them, like there's enough resistance there to remove product as well as the shine, but not so much that we're leaving harm. I personally am not comfortable with using metal bits to do my prep. Well, personally, I just don't like the way it feels when I'm using it. Like it just kind of gives me the creeps. But if that's what you're comfortable with, then do what you're comfortable with. Okay, so as you can see, when it comes to removing the shine, you do not have to just go one direction. You need to get all in that cuticle area. As you guys can see, we want to remove all of the cuticle skin that is stuck to the nail plate, as well as lessen any product that might get in the way of putting on nail tips and stuff like that. And you can pretty much see like it is an easy process. It does not take very long, but if you look at how the nails look before and after I file on them, it clearly looks like void of shine. So this is why I wear a glove on this hand, because I don't want to spread any oils or anything in this process, because it's going to defeat the purpose. You see what I mean? So you can see I like to do a sweep around the edge of the cuticle area. I go down the middle, like going up and down, and then I like to use the sanding band to just clean up the edges. You have to know your clients and know how high or low their hyponychium is for that part, so you don't hurt anybody, but this comes with skill and practice. So you can see I'm all in the edges. I don't need any extra bits or anything, because this sanding band can do it for me. That takes practice and skill as well, so you don't cut anybody. But you don't have to have 1,000,001 bits and stuff for this. I know a lot of people say like, oh well, if you use this or use that, or this is how you get rid of skin. Through the process, we are doing so much filing in this cuticle area that eventually, yes, the dead skin will all be removed. Okay, so this is pretty much what this hand looks like. It looks nice and ready for tip application, and compared to the other hand, you can definitely see the difference. So really, you want to make sure that you don't go too fast during this process or this specific part, because if you go too fast and you're not removing all the shine and dead skin and as much product as possible, you're gonna have problems with your retention, or honestly, your tips are not gonna lay flat. So on this particular nail, you're gonna see like the tip looks all floppy and stuff because she injured herself. This is years and years ago. She I believe she cut herself with a knife, and it pretty much like chopped her finger almost in half. So there's like a demarcation, you see, yeah, that area, there's demarcation of like where she hurt herself and how it healed back. The nail grew back, it just grew back a little funny. So we just be aware of that and handle that accordingly. So this is also where you want to make note of any previous damage, make recommendations to clients. Like if she were to have a whole bunch of damage, I would recommend, hey boo, maybe we should go a little shorter this time, or hey, maybe after this set we should really think about skipping the next month, or hey, this finger is looking a little like this, so at this time we won't be doing this nail, so you can either go without this nail or go without all 10, but either way this nail's not getting done. This is where you do a lot of your examining as well if you haven't already, but this is going to give you a closer look. Like once you start filing, if you didn't see any damage before, if you notice anything out of the ordinary while you're prepping, this is where you have that serious talk with your client, like, hey boo, this is what's going on. Okay, so like I mentioned before, this is a serious part when it comes to retention. I look at retention in 3 parts. There's 3 things that go into it: prep, application, and finish filing. Those are the 3 big things, which technically is the whole entire process, but that's how I break it down in those 3 sections. And when you look at it, each section has its own responsibility for aiding to retention. Prep, like I mentioned previously, is basically, this is the base. So if you look at it as, if your base is not together and your base is not smooth, the rest of the process is not going to follow accordingly. It's not going to be helpful, and you're more than likely going to have issues. So if you have issues with your enhancements popping smooth clean off, it's more than likely because of this portion right here. You did not file enough when doing prep to remove enough of the shine in product, etc. I have learned, as much as I've learned to like work fast and move quickly, this particular section, there's very little that I have skimped out on when it comes to prep. This is almost pretty much exactly the same as how I used to do stuff when I first started, just in more detail and better. Okay, so as you can see, now her nails look really, really nice. They look healthy. They look ready for everything. We're gonna put on tips. This is gonna be fast forwarded because you guys know how to do this. I've had videos putting tips. Now y'all, I'm sorry, it's 8 in the morning. I literally just woke up. I'm sorry. Now with this particular portion, we all know how to put on tips, or I shouldn't say that because I'm gonna be honest, with some of the soak offs I've done on foreign work, we do not all know how to put on tips, but you want to make sure that they fit sidewall to sidewall. By now I know finger sizes pretty well, so I can just grab a tip and understand that. I mean, like literally, y'all, I apologize, I don't know why when I sit down to do this stuff, this okay, I apologize. So you want to make sure your tips are fitting sidewall to sidewall. You guys should know the trick. If it's not fitting sidewall to sidewall, go up a size. If that size doesn't quite fit, cut the corners a little bit, make it fit. If you size too small or too big, if the tip is ill-fitting, this is going to have a effect. Okay, if it's too small, that can also cause your enhancements to pop the freak off, because it's basically going to cause pain. It's going to squeeze, and the nail is not going to continue to like that, and it's going to pop off. If they're too big, you're going to have a lot of gapping, and you're more than likely going to get breaks because the nail doesn't fit right. The glue and the acrylic is going to get in between those gaps and stuff, and now you don't have any, basically you don't have any strength, and the nails are just gonna break. Okay, so that's that for tips. I'm also looking into making tip boxes for you guys, because a lot of you guys are asking me, where do I get my tips? I get them from the nail supply store, but a lot of you guys are telling me that you don't have nail supply stores in your town, which is crazy, or maybe you don't have access. So I don't know, let me know below what you guys think. I technically do actually have an online store because I have a booking site, but I just don't have any items, or the items I do, they're just not for sale. So let me know what you guys think. I'm like seriously looking into that. So anyways, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure these tips are cut and shaped. This is also a part of the prep process, in my opinion, because if you do not do this part well, you're gonna have a hard time trying to fix the shape and things like that after the acrylic is laid. I'm telling you right now, the only time I do that is if the tip wants to be really, really funky and I just decide, you know what, we'll take care of it later. I do not recommend that you try and do all of your shaping and filing afterwards, okay? So, I mean, after this step and you blend the tips, then you're gonna prime and you're going to be ready for acrylic application. Okay, so I really want to just make this video because everyone does everything differently, but I'm getting a lot of people that are asking me basic questions when it comes to acrylic application and the acrylic process, which tells me that a lot of people are uninformed about exactly what goes on. As much information is out there, maybe there's not someone fully explaining it the way they need to. So hopefully this can explain part of this crucial part of the process in a detailed way that maybe someone can explain without being too long. So hopefully you guys can like retain the information. I really hope to continue making videos that make a difference to you guys. I will not lie and say that my motivation has been a little bit low just because I've been making videos for 3 years and I feel like this is just a slow process of, you know, the whole YouTube process is just something else on its own. So I appreciate y'all for sticking with me and actually watching my videos and all that nonsense, blah blah blah. So of course, like I said, the last step is going to be priming. I personally use protein bond 2 coats and that's it. A big hint, you don't need to use dehydrated if we've just removed the shine from the nail. You see what I'm saying? The nails are already dehydrated, so you can save yourself some money. People ask me, oh, does it make a difference? It literally don't at all. Use what you're comfortable with, do what you want. But either way, if these steps do not get done in the correct order, or if you're skipping steps, I promise you, you are going to lose out on some of your retention. Okay, so anyways, I hope this helped. Once again, I appreciate you guys for watching my videos, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.